All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at the exact step-by-step instruction manual you need to actually manifest your dreams into reality. We are cracking open the pages of a so-called forbidden book, a source that makes a really profound claim. It says that you can treat universal laws not as some mystical, floaty concept, but as undeniable, concrete facts of physics. So let's look at exactly how you can literally bend reality in your favor. Now, this whole concept of forbidden knowledge kicks off with a pretty massive realization, which is that you are the conscious creator of your life. You are not a victim of your past. The texts argue that your history, your past failures, old wounds, childhood programming, they're just chains forged in your own mind. You're only locked inside them if you actively choose to stay there. So to cut through all the mystical fluff, we're going to treat the mind like a highly structured technical manual today. We've got 5 concrete steps to get through. 1. Wake up to your power. 2. Command the I am. 3. Reprogram the hidden scribe. 4. Assume the end results. And 5. Take aligned action. Let's start with step 1. Wake up to your power, the awakening. We absolutely have to start with the fundamental realization that the universe is not happening to you, it is responding to you. Your external world is literally just a reflection of your internal state. Our sources actually describe reality as a 360-degree holographic mirror, returning the exact image of your dominant vibrations, beliefs, and fears. Think about it like a movie theater. If you don't like the movie playing out in your life, you have to go change the projector, right? Yelling at the screen won't change the plot one bit. And this brings us to a huge difference in how people live. Just look at the contrast between these two approaches. The unconscious creator merely reacts to things, complains about their circumstances, and tries to aggressively force outcomes. But the conscious creator, they decree new realities. They trust the process and flow with aligned action. Basically, you gotta stop being the unconscious chess piece getting shoved around the board and become the conscious player who actually understands the rules of the game. Which leads us to step 2, command the I am, the source code. So once you know you're the one pulling the strings, how do you actually write the code for your reality? Well, the texts are incredibly clear on this. Your words aren't just empty sounds. They are literal programming codes. And the phrase I am is the ultimate activation formula. The universe takes whatever follows I am as an absolute, literal order. It doesn't fact-check you, it doesn't look at your bank account or your resume, it simply builds reality around what you claim to be. Meaning, you've got to be incredibly careful with your language. If you're just casually walking around saying, "Oh, I'm such a mess," or "I'm always unlucky," the universe mechanically responds with, "All right, so be it," and delivers exactly that. That's why you must ruthlessly guard your tongue. You have to decree your desired reality, saying things like, "I am health, I am abundance, I am magnetic," even if it completely contradicts your physical reality right now. You're writing the code for tomorrow, today. All right, step 3, reprogram the hidden scribe, mastering the shadow. This is where we deal with the saboteur living in your own head who is actively messing up your positive decrees. Meet the scribe. This is your subconscious mind, just working away down in the dark basement of your psyche. The sources explain that the scribe doesn't understand intellectual logic at all. And, crucially, it doesn't understand the word no. If you say, "I don't want debt," the scribe literally just pictures the image of debt, feels all the anxiety of it, and goes ahead and manifests more of it for you. To bend reality, you have to speak its actual language. Clear images, strong emotion, and repetition. So how do we actually get through to it? We use the theta state protocol. Basically, to bypass your critical, argumentative mind, you have to catch the scribe when it's super malleable. This happens in the theta brainwave state. It's that quiet, calm, kind of fuzzy window right before you drift off to sleep or just as you're waking up. During this window, you feed the scribe a vivid image of your desire, and you fall asleep feeling like the wish is already fulfilled. That allows the scribe to work for 8 hours straight while you sleep, just materializing your new reality. Moving on to step 4, assume the end result, emotional embodiment. Now, how do you generate the energy to actually collapse that quantum wave of your desire into existence? It's not just about sleepy visualization, it's about deep emotional embodiment. I absolutely love the analogy the texts use here. Water will never boil if you keep it at 90 degrees for a century, but it will boil at 100 degrees in just 1 minute. Manifestation requires an emotional boiling point. Intensity beats duration every single time. 5 minutes of intense, fully embodied emotional visualization, like where you literally get goosebumps feeling your new reality, is worth more than 10 years of lukewarm, robotic affirmations. So, to hit that boiling point, you use the ritual of the decree. It's 4 parts. First, you speak in the present tense, I am. Second, you keep it entirely positive, no knots. Third, you inject deep emotion. And finally, you cap it off with gratitude, literally thanking the universe as if the transaction is already completely done. By combining these, you stop sitting around in the mental waiting room and you step directly into the party. You're signaling to the universe that your dream is already a biological truth. And finally, step 5, take aligned action, physical integration. This final step is the bridge between your internal energy and the actual physical world. Because look, as the sources very bluntly point out, you can visualize until you're blue in the face, but if you don't take action, nothing manifests. But we really need to define action carefully here. There's a massive difference between forced hustle, grinding against the current out of total desperation and scarcity, and aligned action. Aligned action is inspired movement. It flows from intuition. You make physical choices from a place of absolute possibility, acting as the version of you who already has the desire. To help you actually take this aligned action daily, the sources give us 3 really cool practical tools. First up, the mental diet. You've got to stop consuming junk reality. Seriously, no more doom scrolling or constant complaining. Second is the purple elephant. To prove to yourself that this stuff actually works, ask the universe for a highly specific, harmless sign, like a purple elephant, within 48 hours, just to build your faith. And third, the coin trek. If you're ever stuck on a decision, flip a coin. But here's the catch. Don't just blindly follow the coin. Monitor your immediate gut-level emotional reaction while the coin is still in the air. That feeling right there uncovers what your subconscious actually wants. Integrating these little micro moments into your routine lets you test the remote control of reality for yourself. So there you have it. You now have the exact step-by-step blueprint from this forbidden book of knowledge. You've got the secret of the scribe, the mechanics of the holographic mirror, and the immense power of the I am decree. You understand how these invisible laws operate mechanically and completely impartially. So the only thing left to ask as we wrap up this explainer is, how are you going to wield this profound responsibility right now? What are you creating today?